Hi everyone, Missy Noonan with Sonata Home Design, and I am so excited to welcome you to the April month for SonataScript. I had such a good time in the month of March. First of all, getting this kicked off, and then second of all, getting to meet some of you and seeing the posts that you had and the different discussions and the different streams that were going on. And then of course, it was so fun to meet last Saturday with Carianne, and oh my gosh, what a bundle of joy. That was really, really fun. And you had great questions, really, really good questions. And so thank you for a really great kickoff to SonataScript, and it made me super excited to get started with April. So welcome to April, and excited to kick this off. I want to take a moment and welcome all of our new members. We've had quite a few this past week, and I'm just so excited to have you here. I pick a book each month, and we kind of delve in, and you can delve into whatever level of depth you want. You can peruse the book a little bit, or if you want to do a deep dive, that is completely up to you. Love to have you engage as much as possible in the group, as much as you like. And I think that's one of the fun things, is just kind of creating this community of people reading just really, really fun books. And I love to read serious books, but sometimes it's just nice to read a fun book and kind of hit that creative side. So welcome to all of our new members. Invite friends. Would love to have more people join us. I think this is a case of the more the merrier. And if you have someone that you think would enjoy this, by all means, have them just go to the page, and it's that quick process of sending in your name, and we get you approved, and we get going. So now on to the April book pick, and I'm kind of excited about this because it's not just one book, but kind of one book and the book's siblings that kind of go along with it. So before I actually give you the title, I'm going to jump back to a year ago. And a year ago at this time, it was the beginning of the pandemic, and I was home from teaching. In fact, my whole family was home, and it was a lot of, yes, working from home, but also trying to figure out what do I do with myself, and you know, figuring out that new normal. And I remember at the time, I had one plant in my house. One, I should say, living plant. And it was a beautiful peace plant that, as luck would have it, I happened to set it in the bathroom close to a window, and it liked the spot. It took no planning, no thought, no, I cannot take any credit for this plant living, because it was basically put it in a corner, and when it started to look, I would throw some water on it. So that was it. I have lots of fake plants, faux plants, and there are beautiful faux plants out there. There really are, and those are so fun because you can move them around the house. But I had just the one plant, and then I was introduced to the writing and the books of Hilton Carter, which brings me to the title of the first book, and it is called Wild at Home, written by Hilton Carter. And this opened my mind to plants. And you might think, well, this is a home design, book. What is that? Okay, we can stick plants around. This is different because, yes, it talks about how to care for plants, certain types of plants that are good for your home, even propagating plants, plant care, that type of thing. But honestly, if it were just that type of book, I would probably reference it like a dictionary and then probably, put it back on my shelf. This is such a great book because he talks about how you style with plants, how you create a certain look with your plants, just like any other accessory that we would bring into our home. And while I had always thought of plants as very essential in decorating a home, this kind of took on a new meaning for me. So it talks about how to style. There are projects in here. In fact, the project that is my favorite, and you can kind of tell by the cover, he talks about creating a plant throne. And you might notice I have maybe the makings of the beginning of my plant throne. And they're living, they are alive. Oh, and I have to brag a bit. This is he talks about his fiddle leaf fern, or fiddle leaf fig plant. He's named Frank in the book. And so last year, at the beginning of the pandemic, I bought my first live fiddle leaf fig plant. I have some fake ones. This was my first one. And I'm so proud of this plant because one, it is living still, and two, it has grown, and it's such a beautiful plant, and I'm just very proud of it. And maybe it's the my empty nester vibe that's kind of kicking in, because it just feels really good to take care of something at home, and something that really brings beauty to our homes. So I really got hooked on Hilton Carter and this book and his writing and how to style plants within a home. And there's some fun projects in here that you might want to incorporate into your own home. You might want to look at maybe a little plant throne of your own. The other thing that I think is so great about his book and books, which I'm going to talk about, are that it works for any style of home. My home is a fairly traditional home. I love black and white, but I also love color, but basically it is a traditional home. This works with minimalist decor. This looks fantastic with urban farmhouse, mid-century modern, boho chic. I mean, any kind of decor that you have in your home, this has things that you can gain from that. So this is for April, called Wild at Home by Hilton Carter. Now, there's kind of a bonus with Hilton Carter in that he also wrote a second book, and it is called Wild Interiors. And honestly, I would have purchased this book if just for the cover, because I love this cover. This one is gorgeous because he goes more in depth into some people's homes to see how they have styled the books. And so I highly recommend this book. It's wonderful. Plus, honestly, that cover, I kind of match it. Look, yeah, I decided to dress kind of wild colors pattern today. So I matched the book. Then he is coming out with a third book that is released April 6th. Yay! And it is called Wild Creations. And in looking at the description of it, again, talking about plants, about styling, and again, incorporating projects into that book. And so I have mine pre-ordered. I can't wait for it to get here. And then I will have my trilogy of Hilton Carter books. So I would encourage you to, if you want to dive deep into this, go full out. But the one that we are starting with is Wild at Home, and I'm so excited for you to get this home and to dig in. And so I will put links for these into the discussion thread, and you can get those ordered and start diving in. And honestly, I sit here with my plants and I read the book, and I have my little glass of wine, and my husband went out to get something for dinner, and he took our adorable sheepadoodle, who I love, but he can be a lot in the puppy stage. It is so quiet right now. So I think I'm gonna read my book and drink a little wine and think about the month of April and thinking about plants and green things. And and in April, hello, Earth Day. Yay! So, Wild at Home, I hope you enjoy it, and I look forward to talking with you on Facebook. Take care. Bye-bye.